On the night of June 22 into the early hours of June 23, 2025, a massive escalation unfolded in the Middle East as the United States launched an unprecedented military strike against Iran, targeting three of its most sensitive and fortified nuclear facilities, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. The U.S. operation, codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer, marked a significant shift in global security dynamics. 7 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, each carrying 2 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, also known as bunker-buster bombs, dropped 14 of these devastating munitions onto Fordow and Natanz. Meanwhile, a barrage of Tomahawk cruise missiles was launched from a U.S. submarine, directly targeting the sprawling Esfahan nuclear complex. These were not symbolic strikes. They were surgical, strategic, and destructive. According to General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, this was the first time the MOPS had ever been used in active combat. The objective: to cripple Iran's nuclear infrastructure buried deep underground, facilities once thought to be impenetrable. At Fordow, built into the side of a mountain and located roughly 300 feet beneath the surface, satellite imagery now shows layers of ash, multiple impact craters, and tunnel entrances buried under rubble. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, confirmed that Fordow was indeed hit, though the extent of internal damage remains unclear due to the facility's depth. At Natanz, already damaged in previous Israeli attacks, another strike created a large crater over one of the underground enrichment halls. Ground-penetrating bombs aimed to eliminate Iran's uranium enrichment capabilities. And in Esfahan, long a target of concern, new satellite images show widespread destruction across buildings, including those tied to uranium conversion and storage. The IAEA has confirmed no increase in off-site radiation levels, so far. But Director General Rafael Grossi issued a stern warning. Bombing nuclear facilities carries catastrophic risks. He stressed that diplomacy must urgently resume, warning the world that if this moment of opportunity is lost, the consequences could be unthinkable. The U.S. claims its strikes were justified, saying Iran's nuclear ambitions had crossed red lines. President Trump, speaking late Saturday, declared the sites completely and totally obliterated. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth detailed how decoys and deception were used to ensure mission success, including a historic B-2 mission, the longest of its kind since 2001. But this operation goes beyond military precision, it sends a global message. These strikes represent the culmination of rising tensions following Israel's earlier attacks beginning June 13. Iran, for its part, has yet to provide a full damage report, and its leadership now faces a critical decision point. Fordow, once a symbol of Iran's nuclear resilience, hidden, hardened, and heavily protected, is now a scarred battlefield. Built in secret, revealed under pressure, and long accused of being part of a covert weapons program, it has now endured its most devastating assault. What comes next is uncertain. Talks have stalled. Trust has eroded. But Grossi and the IAEA continue to call for diplomacy, for inspections, and for dialogue before this crisis spirals further. As the world watches satellite images of smoldering craters and damaged bunkers, one truth stands clear: this conflict is no longer theoretical. The race to prevent nuclear proliferation has entered a dangerous and volatile new chapter. This is not just about uranium and enrichment. It's about stability, peace, and the choices leaders will make in the hours and days to come. Let us hope they choose peace over escalation, before it's too late.